Welcome to my channel. My name is Celia and I help people unlock their potential. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 simple steps how to feel empowered, confident, and get back control of your life. So by the end of this video, you will have the tools to take back control of your life. You will be moving from here to here. In order to get back control of your life, I need to show you a little bit of science. I'm going to share with you an illustration that was created by Dr. Thurman Fleet in the 1930s. You might have seen this illustration used by Bob Proctor. Imagine that's your head. That's your body. Those are your limbs. Imagine that's the outside world. We use our 5 senses to interact with the outside world. So we see, hear, smell, taste and touch. Science shows us that between the age of 0 and around 7 years old, our brainwave is in a vibrational frequency known as theta. Theta brainwave state is hypnosis, so we just absorb everything. We're kind of recording everything around us. At this age, reality and imagination is very blurred. That's why children's imaginations are so wild. You know, they can pick up a broomstick and pretend it's a horse and run around, and we will watch and observe and copy what we see going on around us. A lot of our traits and behaviours and beliefs are formed at that age. As we become older, our conscious mind forms. So we make our own decisions. We act as a result of our conscious and our subconscious mind. But 95% of what we do is through our subconscious mind. So tying a shoelace. We learnt how to tie a shoelace when we were very young through repetition. Now we're not even conscious of doing it. We just tie a shoelace. There are certain things that we want to do through autopilot, brushing our teeth, washing our hair, riding a bike, driving a car. But there are certain things that we don't want our autopilot to be doing. There are certain behaviours and habits that we've got that are now on autopilot because of repetition. This is why New Year's resolutions seem to fail for so many people. In fact, only 8% of people who make New Year's resolutions have actually succeeded in achieving them. That's because they're using their conscious part of the mind and they're battling against their subconscious. It's like a computer program and we're the ones that have programmed it. So in order to get back control, we need to access our subconscious mind. It's our subconscious part of the mind that causes 95% of our actions, and our actions create our results. That's why it can be very frustrating. We think, why do we keep doing the things we don't want to be doing? Because of our autopilot. There are various ways that we can access our subconscious part of the mind. There's a part of our brain called the Reticular Activating System, and it's situated about here. That's at the bottom, at the back of your brain. Why is your reticular activating system important, and who cares? Why have I brought it up? Because it is really important. Once we understand how the reticular activating system works, we can begin taking control. Now, you may have heard of the law of attraction or watched the film The Secret. Now, the law of attraction says that when we think about something and we focus on something, we attract everything we need to accomplish that goal. Our reticular activating system, it's there to help us achieve our goals. It filters out any unnecessary information and allows the important stuff into our brains. At any one time, we are being bombarded with approximately 34 gigabytes of data. 99% of the information around us we're not even consciously aware of. The reticular activating system will only filter in what's important to you, what's unique to you. One person will notice something and the other person will be oblivious to it. So how does it know what's important to us? By what we focus on, like a filter lens. You see, the reticular activating system will filter the world around us by the parameters we give it. Okay, so an example of this would be your name. The reticular activating system will know that your name is important to you. It's heard that name a lot. That's why we can tune out a noisy crowd, but the moment we hear our name or something that sounds similar to our name, we'll jump to attention. Have you ever noticed when you buy a new car, you start seeing that car everywhere? You never really noticed noticed it before, but now everybody seems to have that car. It's also known as the spotlight effect. If I say to you now, think of the colour red, anything red will be illuminated. If I say to you, think of the colour blue or the colour green, you can do it with any colour. You look around your room, those particular colours that you're thinking about will jump out at you. That's your reticular activating system. When we're focusing on those things, our reticular activating system will point out and illuminate anything that resonates or is associated with what we're thinking about. It's designed to help us achieve our goals. So if we believe we can't afford something and we keep saying, oh, I really can't afford that, definitely not going to be able to afford that, our reticular activating system will prove what we're saying is true by showing us evidence and illuminating everything around us to show that our beliefs are true. It's also known as confirmation bias. So if you think you can't afford something, you'll start seeing evidence that you can't afford that thing. That's why negative thinking can spiral out of control. If you believe you're unlovable, your reticular activating system will go throughout the day finding evidence that what you're saying is true. Somebody might ignore you purely by accident. They may not have seen you, but your reticular activating system will highlight that as evidence that you're unlovable. If you think people don't like you, your reticular activating system will prove you right and show you the evidence to back up what you believe is true. Have you ever given somebody a compliment and somehow they've taken it in a negative way? That's their reticular activating system. It's filtering out what that person doesn't believe. So what we're focusing on is usually what we believe. Our reticular activating system will prove that what we believe is true, and that will then strengthen our beliefs. Then we'll continue focusing on what we believe, and then it goes in this circle. We need to change our focus, and that will in turn change what we see. That's why vision boards and lists of goals that we keep looking at repetitively start to manifest in our lives. Many people will call it the law of attraction. Possibly the law of attraction is the reticular activating system. Our reticular activating system, I think, has been copied by Google and YouTube, and they're called algorithms. If you're searching for something, you search for it a couple of times, then you suddenly get bombarded with adverts. I remember Dr. Wayne Dyer say that he won't talk about any negative stuff that's going on in his life because he doesn't want to focus on it, because when he focuses on it, he gets more of that stuff in his life, because what we focus on expands. So how can we use this to our advantage to better control our lives? So these are my 3 steps for taking back control of your life. You need to give this about 10-15 minutes a day. That's it. Step number 1. In order to get back control of your life, you need to be in control at the beginning of the day. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Create a mental movie of how you want your day to be. You may think, oh, I don't really use my imagination. I don't really know how to create a mental movie. We do it all the time, but we do it in the negative. We need to train our brains to imagine the outcome we want, not the outcome we're worried about. Rather than thinking at the beginning of the day, oh no, I've got a meeting with so-and-so. How do you want the meeting to turn out? What would be your ideal outcome? So if you have a presentation to give, rather than dreading it and imagining the worst, start to see yourself confident. Visualize yourself giving a fantastic presentation. Imagine everybody applauding and clapping at the end of the presentation. If you've struggled with losing weight, start imagining yourself with a flat stomach and slim, wearing the clothes that you never thought you'd be able to fit into. Start imagining yourself the way you want to see yourself in reality. If you've fallen out with somebody, imagine yourself laughing and joking with them and making up. If you have money worries, start imagining your bank account with money in it. See yourself with that promotion. If you're sick, imagine yourself well, fit and healthy. If you're a salesperson, see yourself with that new client. See yourself shaking hands on that really important deal. If you want to be a business owner, see yourself as a business owner. Start imagining these things, because when you're focusing your thoughts on those things, then your reticular activating system will show you all the evidence that will back up what you're focusing on. See, studies from the University of California showed that by mentally rehearsing things in our mind, we actually improve in confidence. The reason is, when we hold an image in our mind Our mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, and it will still send those signals to the body as if we're actually doing those things. The same neural structures are formed as if you're actually doing those things in reality. So when you see yourself in your mind with confidence, you'll begin to feel those feelings of a confident person, and then you will act in the same way. Sigmund Freud said dreams are the royal road to the unconscious, and it's the unconscious mind, our subconscious mind, where we want to change those traits and habits. Step number 2. Imagine how you will feel when you've achieved that outcome, when you've given that presentation and it's gone really well. You'll feel empowered, you'll feel proud, you'll feel pretty good about yourself. You'll feel happier because you're taking back control of your life. Finally, number 3. Start taking action. Go for that meeting. Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. In order to get here, we need to go through this process. It takes 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's it. They use this in rehabilitation as well, for people to start seeing themselves using their limbs where they've had an accident. By thinking, feeling, and acting in this way on a daily basis, you're going to be changing your focus, and by changing your focus, you'll change your filter, and your reticular activating system will start showing you all those things that will help you achieve the goals you want to achieve. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. Please hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye.